Andy McNamara from Code Zero Radio here at Joey's Song. I'm here with Stacy Jones, who is the drummer for Letters to Cleo, among other things. You've got a lot of irons in the fire. Can you tell me some of the other projects? American Hi-Fi, what else?
We were just talking about that. I am super lucky and fortunate. I just turned 55, and I've never had a real job because I've just done music stuff my whole life, and I do not take that for granted. Got my start with Letters to Cleo, and then played around with a bunch of Boston bands. Then I played in Veruca Salt for a little while in the 90s. Then as a drummer, then I started playing guitar and singing and started the band American Hi-Fi. And it's actually our 25th anniversary of the first album this year, 2026.
Are you going to do any releases or anything?
We are working on a full-length album as we speak. That should be wrapped by the spring. And then we're going to play a bunch of shows this year, a few festivals, and some special surprises coming in 2026 for Hi-Fi, which is exciting.
You've produced a lot of stuff too. As a producer, you've done a lot of stuff that people probably have heard of.
I have, and in the like early 2000s, I started producing and writing for other artists and had some success there, and that kind of led to what my day job is now, which is being a musical director. And that's a job that I didn't even know existed or, was a job when I was coming up, because we were bands, we just kind of did the things ourselves. But now, if you're a pop star or a solo artist, or I've worked with some bands too, actually, as an MD, but it's kind of like the musical director's job is to work with the artist and help produce the live show. So what songs are in the set list, how we're going to perform them, how we're going to segue from one song to the next, and those kinds of things. So I've been really lucky. My first job as a musical director was with a young artist named Miley Cyrus when she was 13 years old. So I started with her when it was Hannah Montana. And here we are almost 18 years later. I still work with her. And I work with Olivia Rodrigo, and I'm working with Somber now. And I have a really great Troye Sivan. I have a really great sort of roster of artists that I musical direct. And so I feel very fortunate to be able to do that.
Is it nice to be able to step away and do something like that instead of being behind the kit?
It is. It's really... it's interesting though, because like with Miley, I'm her musical director, and I also play drums in her band like 90% of the time. So when I'm up there on stage with somebody and I'm behind the drum set, like it's always stressful. When you're playing Lollapalooza in front of 100,000 people, it's stressful no matter what. But I have found that like with an artist like Olivia, who I don't play in her band, when I'm just standing on the side of the stage after we've, built this show, and then she goes out and plays in front of 100,000 people, I'm so nervous on the side because I feel like I have zero control over what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, it's like at that point, it's just like up to them to go do it. And if I'm on the drum set, I'm still nervous, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I can kind of rein it in if I need to, or get on the mic and do, talk to the band or whatever. And so as an MD, and not being in the band, I find to be more stressful, actually.
Well, how does something like Joey's Song compare to some? Because I mean, it's got a fun, laid-back atmosphere, but you're playing with a lot of peers.
As a musician, you want to show up and you want to sound good. And for me, if I'm backing John Resnick on, a Goo Goo Dolls song, like I want to deliver. So yes, while it is loose and fun, I do my homework for sure before I come. And there's always last minute decisions, and people are like, Butch will say like, hey, can you play this song? And I'll be like, sure. And I'll put my headphones in, and 10 minutes later I'm playing it on stage. You know what I mean? So it is a really fun, exciting kind of environment to be a part of.
Is there anybody doing it this year that you're excited to play with the next couple days?
So something that just happened, which is, so Kurt from Tears for Fears is here this year. I'm not going to play with him in the show. Matt Sorum is going to play drums in the show when he performs on Saturday, but he's going to rehearse today, and Matt is not here. So last night, Butch was like, hey, can you play Everybody Wants to Rule the World? And I'm like, maybe? like that's a hard, as a drummer, drummers out there will know it's a really hard song to play, and there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. So last night, at like 11 o'clock, I'm like sitting in bed watching every live video that I can of Tears for Fears, because the record is a drum machine. So I'm kind of so I found some later videos of them, recently, and it's this guy Jamie playing drums. He sounds incredible. So I'm kind of trying to copy what he's doing a little bit, and I had 30 minutes to try to pull that together, and then we just ran it for about 30 seconds, and now I have to play it with Kurt at soundcheck. So which again, super fun and exciting, and a nice challenge.
Well, and Joey's song is always changing. Last year, the format, Letters to Cleo played 2 nights in a row, and then you did the Super Jam.
That's right.
This year, with the acoustic storytellers and the Super Jam, you're going to do something in each night?
Correct. So I am going to do so the acoustic show. We're going to just have a little chat about drums and music for a little bit, and then Saturday night I'll be involved in the big shows, in the jam, backing John and some other things.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, you said you had some Appleton stories, or a Appleton story.
I do have an Appleton story. So when I heard you guys were from Appleton, there was a time, I think it was around 2005, American Hi-Fi did a tour with Butch Walker, if you guys know Butch Walker. And so we opened the show. So it was American Hi-Fi. We called the tour American Hi-Fi versus Butch Walker. And it's one of the most fun musical experiences I've ever had in my life. So Hi-Fi played the show. We opened the show. I'm on guitar singing. During our last song, Butch would come out and just stand kind of at the back with a guitar and just join in with us on the last Hi-Fi song, and just kind of low key back there. We would end the song. I would throw my guitar down, walk back around to the drums. The drummer from American Hi-Fi, Brian, would hand me the drumsticks. Butch walks out to the front of the mic. I sit down on the kit, and then we launch into Butch Walker's show. So it was really an hour and a half of nonstop, music. So Hi-Fi transitioning right into Butch Walker, and then at the end of Butch's set, the Hi-Fi drummer would come back, Brian would come back, I'd hand the sticks to him, I'd grab a guitar, and then Butch and I would do 2 or 3 songs up front together. So we ended up, I think we tested it out, this concept in Appleton. And I don't remember what the connection was, but there was a club in Appleton, because I remember going there to rehearse this, and then we played like 2 or 3 nights there. I remember it was a little small club, and it's kind of where we launched that tour. Is if I could be wrong, but
have you been back to Appleton since?
I don't think I have. I don't think I have. I remember it was cold though. Yeah.
Well, you know who else is from Appleton is part of the No Doubt Boyfriends band? Alex, Sam.
Oh, those guys are Appleton guys. Yeah.
Frank Anderson. What's it like playing with those guys?
It's great. I love it. It was, those guys were so welcoming last year, because I was nervous coming in. I mean, I'm nervous today. But those guys make it really easy. Alex does a great job of like doing the charts and organizing, and just kind of, working with Butch on who's going to play in what and who's going to be part of what. And so it's for a guy just kind of walking into it, they make my life a lot easier. Yeah.
I'm going to give you 3 Appleton bands, or 3 Fox Cities bands. Tell me which name you like the best, just based on the name. We've got Sweet Talk, Tuck, and the Independent Variable.
Sweet Talk, Tuck, and the Independent. I'm going to go with Sweet Talk. Are these real bands?
They're real bands.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go Sweet Talk. I don't know. I'm dating myself, but I'm picturing like a Cheap Trick meets something kind of like 80s glam rock vibe.
I'd say Muse.
Okay, I was totally off. Never mind. An art rock band that hates Motley Crue. My apologies to Sweet Talk.
Stacy Jones, thank you so much. People should, if you don't have tickets, Saturday tickets still available, or stream it.
I think that's right. I think there's a few tickets Saturday. I think Friday might be sold out.
Sold out.
Yep.